Hey guys, just got the news in from Damian Willemse. He's been banned for 3 matches. That is the Vodacom URC's disciplinary committee uh, decision. He, of course, was red carded in the game against Cardiff last Friday night. It was a direct contact to the head situation, a tackle where he was left a bit in the lurch on the defence and tried to come back in. Obviously, got the wrong angle, got the shoulder to the head, and it was one of those things that you really felt bad for him. John Dobson obviously afterwards said it was a bit of a disaster. Before we go into the disciplinary committee and the implications for that, let's have another look at the incident so we all know what we're talking about.
Coming back. Gianluca is coming back.
Yeah, it's not this one.
So
This is the one we judge it live.
the Italian referees are happy with this interaction, in spite of the confirmation of Similani. But the head contact is what we're looking for
We
here.
go back on the head contact, Gianluca. Sorry for that.
Yeah, no problem.
And the question, Hanyani, yellow or red? I presume it will be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So here we are, number 15.
and the thing is, Willemse, it's difficult to get square on when you try to shadow D. That's the thing.
Okay, Andrea, so we have contact with the head, yes.
there is
Contact
hit-
with the head, yes. We have foul play because 15 is upright.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I think he even turns his head there because he knows
High degree of
there's
danger
going to
for
be
me because
collision.
we have a direct contact to the head.
Correct.
And just play it at live speed to see if there is any mitigation, because the only one we might maybe consider is a possible drop in height after he passed the ball.
Last chance saloon for Willemse, looking for any mitigation.
I don't see any clear mitigation,
No,
Gianluca, for me.
Andrea, I don't see any clear drop
And there's
in
no,
height by
there's no
number
wrap. And
by
there's
the
no
ball
wrap as
carrier.
well.
So we don't have any mitigation. So for me, it's a red card against number 15. Do you agree?
Agree with that. No
Okay.
wrap as well.
Number 15, same as first half. So high tackle, direct contact with the head, which is making the degree of danger is high, and there is no clear mitigation. So it's a red card, same as first half.
Because he's passive, he's holding, he's not really going for it.
It's not passive, on my view.
Okay.
I think that the mitigation there would be that Willemse
So
is
try
almost
stance?
he's in a almost shadow defense or holding defense pattern. Then you're going backwards at a 45. You're not going
Try stance?
forward and trying to make the hit. That's the difference between the two tackles. It's a pity because Willemse was having a
We, of course, had John Dobson afterwards basically saying it was a disaster. So let's see his reaction after the game. He was still hopeful that they might have been able to do something, but I think it comes through in his answer that he didn't really expect a different outcome either.
Steven,
Doggo, obviously Gaza is a potential disaster. I mean, he was absolutely, at his best today at fullback until he went. So what's your thought on, firstly, the decision and obviously the implications of this? I would imagine you would mount a strong defence.
Yeah, well, mount our best defence. Look, I haven't seen it, enough to comment on what the impact of Zassi's tackle is, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. Maybe you guys have seen it better, but I don't know if it's enough. It was our fault. We didn't. Gaza wasn't released from the inside by you're dead right, James, by Zassi, and then he was stuck and he turned. So I don't think he was trying to hit with the shoulder. He was trying to turn. But it's the implications are particularly I'm sure, are going to be poor for us. I've got no doubt.
Can you appeal on that, Tomo?
Well, we can't appeal till there's actually this decision. We can decide if we're going to wait for them to give us a ruling, or do we go straight to a judicial officer. I think if we go straight to judicial officer, we've got more chance of a better sort of sanction, but there'll be a sanction. I don't see them overturning that unless Zassi's clearly caused the height to come down, which sounds like it's grey. I mean, I haven't seen it really. It sounds like it's a joke. Is it grey?
Okay, now that we know what we're all talking about, let's have a look at the decision as well. The entry point, that's where they always start. It was a mid-range entry point, 6 weeks. Not given as intentional, reckless, yes, and there's no player injured. So that was one of them. Mitigation, they felt because it was just reckless and he has a good disciplinary record. It's a good record. He accepted committing an act of foul play. There's remorse and good conduct. He gets a 3 weeks mitigation. Aggravation, no aggravation. He wasn't a repeat offender. No need for deterrent and any other factors. None other factors there. So the final sanction is 3 weeks or 3 games. And that immediately takes Damian Willemse out of the quarterfinal against Glasgow Warriors next week in Glasgow, where the Stormers were there. It's quite a body blow for them. They would have really hoped to have him there. He's just come back from injury, and so they would have hoped to have him there. But then it becomes an interesting thing, is what happens to the other 2 games. Obviously, if the Stormers make it through to the semi-final, he will also miss that. But there is a caveat that if he does go to the so-called World Rugby Coaching Intervention Program, or tackle school as we like to call it, he can have another week off. So then it becomes a 2-game policy. So obviously if the Stormers get through to the semi-final, that will rule him out of that one. But if not, if they're out in the quarterfinal, it makes it rather interesting indeed. In that case, what will probably happen is he'll have to find another game somewhere else as well. If those Stormers are out in the quarterfinal and he doesn't attend, he probably will go to this coaching intervention program. It's a thing that players do anyway. So he will get that extra week off. I'm sure the Stormers will make sure that that happens. But so if they get through to the semi-final, he misses that. But if they don't, if they lose the quarterfinal, then they've got to find another game somewhere else. Now, technically, it could be a test. The next game for the Springboks is the Barbarians, and we're not sure if he would have been selected for that game yet. We haven't heard Rassie Erasmus's plans yet. But chances are he would have been part of that mix for that game anyway. But if not, what teams often do is they often use as to get out of these things. I don't say get out is probably the wrong way, but to make sure that they comply with technicalities. They would either say a pre-season warm-up game, there's a Currie Cup warm-up game. Now, not that any of us think that Damien would ever be playing in a Currie Cup warm-up game, but they could probably claim it and get away with it. Or a Currie Cup game as such to mitigate that if needs be. But I think the last thing anybody wants is to see miss a minute of Test rugby because of this ban either. So that's the thing to watch in the next couple of weeks, is just exactly how they handle this. But he's accepted his ban. I think it's unfortunately fair. Direct head contact players now know that nowadays what to expect, what they're going to get from these things. It's unfortunate. It wasn't intentional. It was reckless, and unfortunately that's the way the game is ref nowadays, and so players do know this, but it's just quite a body blow for the Stormers as well. So that's it. Let me know what your thoughts of it. Do you think it was worth 3 weeks? Do you think it was worth a red card? Let me know in the comments. I'll read them all, and if you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button. Good chatting to you. Cheers.